Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's story time. Before we get into it, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, turn on your post bell notifications, and also now send me your confessions, tell me your secrets. It's always going to be linked. The email that you can use is always going to be linked down in the description below, so send them over. I already got a few. And I think I'm gonna wait until like I get like a few more, because I want to do like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 or 5 like each video, not just like a couple like here or there. But some of y'all have already been sending in y'all confessions, and y'all, I'm not reading them. Like I want us to like find out about it like at the same time. Like I feel like if I read it ahead of time, that's gonna give like a fake reaction on camera. So anytime I get sent anything, when I read it back to y'all, it's gonna be our first time hearing about it together, okay? But anyways, yeah, so send your confessions. It's confessionswithlo@gmail.com. It's in the description box below, and just tell me something juicy. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I know the way that y'all somersaulted, did the dash, did an illegal U-turn past the police, ran down the stairs, skinned your knee running to get to this story, because I know what I'm gonna title it, and somebody in the comments gonna be like, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Like she always tell us how she from this small hillbilly country.
I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town.
This small hick country hillbilly town, and I just knew it. But I promise you, it do not give Sweet Home Alabama. I promise you, because I feel like Sweet Home Alabama, you know that's your people. Like you know you related to this person. I did not know. I'm here to clear my name. Not clear my name. I'm here to defend myself, if anything, because y'all, I did not know. I swear on everything I love, I did not know this man was related to me, okay? And we're going to get into it. So, for the sake of this video, we are going to name the guy in question, who I found out was my cousin. We're going to call him Trill. I got a girl cousin in this story. We're going to name her Tiffany. And then Carl has made an appearance again. If you don't know who Carl is, go watch my video. I think I titled it How I Found Out My Boyfriend Was Gay or something like that. If you have not watched that, go watch that. You don't have to watch it to know like who Carl is, but you should want to watch all my videos because you're my friend and it's free to watch the video, right? Okay, yeah, we here. We here. All right. So Carl, Tiffany, and Trill. Nowhere near anybody's real name, okay? Let's get into it. So I like to give y'all like a little bit of background information just so like the story will flow and I'm just not like spitting out like random different things that's going on, right? So this was the summer of me going into my do y'all like my hair? Because I don't really know how to feel about it. Anyways, this was summer going into my junior year, right? Okay, so one thing about me was I was very involved with my church back home before me and my mama like switched churches. This was the church I grew up in. It was a Methodist church. I don't know if anybody is familiar with how Methodist churches work. It's kind of similar to non-denominational churches. It's like basically the same thing in my opinion. But we had this thing called Vacation Bible School, and basically it's like a week during the summer. You go to church like Monday through Friday, and it's basically like a big Bible study with like different age groups. So like the little babies will have an age group, little kids, big kids, teenagers, adults, right? And all of these years I used to just go and be with like the big kids or the teenagers, but this year specifically I wanted to help out with the little babies, right? Like the toddlers. So I would go to the church every day, help out with them, you know, like tell them like a little Bible story. We would do like a fun activity, and then we would go outside. Now let me paint the picture of how my church was in my old neighborhood. The church was in my neighborhood, like right up the street from my grandparents' house. So okay, so like the church sat on like a hill, and it was like the original sanctuary of the church, and then it was like the new sanctuary that they built, but they never got rid of the old one. So like on the old sanctuary side, it was like the parking lot and shit like that, and then when you go to the new sanctuary, it was like if you go out that door, it's like a big this sounds so country. It's like a big field, okay? The church was on the hill. It's like a big field. You can walk down the field, down the hill, and then you come to like a little park. They have like swings and slides and stuff like that for little kids. And then it's like a little shed over here where you do like cookouts and fish fries and stuff like that. And then you can walk even further down the field and like go down the hill some more, and it's a basketball court. So everybody like had access to all of this stuff. Like you didn't have to go to the church. It was just like a neighborhood, like community type of vibe, right? So anybody, like it used to be guys out there who you don't even know, they don't even live here, whatever. So me knowing me, y'all know who I was back then. I used to want to be seen. I used to want to be seen. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I used to want to be seen by any and everybody who would look, okay? So I used to put on my freshest fit, my cutest outfits, and go to the church. And I used to want to go outside with the kids so I could look to see who was down there at the basketball courts, right? So this particular day, the end of this week, we was gonna have like this little lockdown with the youth group, and we was gonna do basically like a lockdown. It's like a movie night where you just sleep over at the church, you eat and you watch movies and shit like that. But I was saying this because my cousin Carl was coming like all week because we was gonna have this lockdown. Like normally he don't, you know, like really like do anything. So it was me, Tiffany, and Carl. We was like the three musketeers for real. Which I don't know why, because Carl is like really messy, and I don't even know why I was close with him. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So back to outside. So I took the kids outside, and I'm like just looking down at the courts to see, you know, like who is down there. Like I'm not looking for nobody specific. I'm really just looking to see if I see somebody I know, see somebody that's cute. Like I'm just looking, right? So Trail was down there. Like it was some guys that I recognized, some of my other cousins. Trail was down there, and I don't know if he thought that like I was looking for him or looking at him, but I was really just looking at everybody. He took that as me, like he was looking at me and I was looking directly at him, which I was not, right? So let's just say this is the day before we supposed to have the little lock-in, right? So the next day, this is like the last day of Vacation Bible School. We getting the kids already. They have like this little not a talent show, but like a little presentation or whatever at the end of the week to, you know, just showcase like everything that you learned. We put together like a little song and dance, blah blah blah. So we do that. We get done with Vacation Bible School. Now it's time for us to, you know, get food and get snacks, and the teenagers to, you know, like do their own thing or whatever. So it's me, Tiff, Carl, and two other people from our youth group. We going to the one Walmart in town. We go to Walmart and we get the stuff. So Carl was like, Lauren, I got something to tell you. And I'm just like, what? So he like, I'm gonna tell you. And one thing that I used to hate about Carl is like, he don't know how to never just like spit out information. Like he likes to like really like drag it. And that used to irritate me, because don't tell me you gotta tell me something and then not tell me what you got to tell me, right? So I'm just like, what? Like, what is it? He was like, somebody want to talk to you. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, because he had an older brother. Like one of his older brother friends like want to talk to me. Like I'm just thinking like, oh, I hope he is fine. Like, oh, like I'm getting excited. Like, who is it? So he don't want to tell me, right? So I'm like, who is it? He like, I'm gonna tell you. I'm like, tell me now. So we walking through Walmart. He telling like the other people that we went to, like, you know, just go ahead of us. Like we gonna trail behind y'all. So I'm like, who is it? So he like, you know who Trail is? I'm like I say like his real name, like Latrell. He like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking he gonna say like his best friend. He said, yeah. I'm like, that's who want to talk to me. Now this gonna sound weird because like now I know like this is my cousin, but I'm talking from the point of view of me not knowing anything about this man being related to me. Okay, just keep that in mind. He's not somebody who I would like be like attracted to, want to talk to. I didn't even know he knew who I was for real, like, because when I was a freshman in high school, he was a senior. And if you know anything about seniors in high school, like, they not really there. At least for me, I was never really at school my senior year, because like I kind of like technically graduated early. I just had like one class at school, and then, you know, I was in cosmetology or whatever, but I never really like seen him like that. We never crossed paths, we never talked, we never, like, I don't even know how you like really know who I am for real, right? So I'm just like, he want to talk to me? He like, yeah. And I'm just like, how he even know me? He was like, well, he told me he seen you the other day when they was at the park, when he was at the courts with the guys. He told me he saw you when you was looking, and he was looking at you and he wanted to see what was up with you. Here's a couple things, y'all, because I've told y'all this multiple times in multiple different stories. I do not like when a grown man goes through somebody else to get in contact with me, because I'm very direct. If I want you, I'm gonna tell you I want you. If I want your number, I'm gonna tell you I want your number. If I want to talk to you, I'm gonna come up and talk to you. I've never been shy about that. Ask Devin who was really spitting game whenever me and him got together. It was me. And he just matched energy. I don't like when a man goes through, especially another man, to get to me, because why you just couldn't say nothing to me? So I'm already like turned off a little bit by that. Like, I'm already like not like, you not somebody that I would typically go for, but now I'm like also turned off that you went through somebody else to try to get to me. Okay, so I'm just like, okay, so like what you want me to do with this information? My bad. So I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do with this information, but like that's a turn off to me. So I'm like what we supposed to, like, you want me to give you my number to give to him? Like, you want to do it like that? You want to give me his number? So at this point, we already back from Walmart, and we are back at the church, and he, you know, like the people getting the stuff out of the car, like taking the bags in the church or whatever, and we just outside talking, me, Carl, and Tiffany. So he like, no, he here. So he has told Trail to come back to the church to talk to me. So I'm like, he here where? So I'm looking around, and we both turn our heads in the same direction, me and Carl, and Trail is in the car. I'm thinking this is just like a car that's here, like it's somebody inside, like that's one of their cars. He had his lights killed, like his lights was off. He flicked on his lights, like on and off, to signal me to like come talk to him. So I go over there and I talk to him, and I'm just like, hey, what's up? So he's like, what's up with you? And I'm just like, why you couldn't like say nothing to me? Because he followed me on Instagram, was following me on Twitter. Like, I'm like, you could have DM'd me, you could have messaged me. Like, why are you going through Carl to talk to me? Like, you a grown man. So he's just like,
I just knew that you and Carl, like, y'all always be together, and I just said something about you the other day. He told me he was gonna put a good word in for me, so I just figured like it would be easier to get to you like that.
I'm just already like not feeling this. So I don't know, but I was thinking like, maybe I should just stop being shallow and like give him a chance to like see his vibe, because like it just, like, I just was not attracted to him. And now looking back on it, y'all, you know what that was? That was God in my head telling me, oh, excuse me, that was God in my head telling me, this is your cousin. You're not attracted to him because this is your cousin. And I'm not talking about like play cousins. You know, like how sometimes y'all have like longtime family friends, and like it's your mom or your daddy like best friend, and that's your play TT and your play uncle, and then their kids become your play cousins. No, y'all, we had the same blood. We gonna get to it. But that was God in my head telling me, duh, you're not attracted to him. You're not supposed to be attracted to your cousins. Hello? So I'm just like, okay. So he like, so you gonna let me get your number? So I give him my number, and then no, he give me his number, and I put his number in my phone, and he like, call me. So I'm thinking he just saying like, okay, like, yeah, call me sometime. He like, no, call me right now so I can have yours. So I call him. He like,
All right, I'm gonna save you my phone under Lil Boo.
so I'm just like, haha, okay. So he like, all right, I'm gonna hit you. I go back into church, Carl and Tiffany like, what happened? Like, I'm telling them like, yeah, it was just weird. Like, I don't know, I'm just see. So he immediately started texting me, and we not like really like talking too heavy like that. It's just very casual conversation, like, what you been up to? He asked me like what schools do I think I want to go to, do I have any like college tours planned. I'm asking him like what school he went to, if he still do, blah blah XYZ, you know, just very like surface level conversations, right? So nothing else happened this night, y'all. Like, we was texting, that was that. We had the lockdown, we had the movie night, everybody went on with their regularly scheduled lives, right? So let's say like a week or two passed, and I'm getting right into it. I'm not wasting no time, y'all. A week or two passed, and at this point, me and Trey, we still texting. But like, again, I can't force myself to be attracted to somebody. Like, I know that's gonna sound like really shallow and like really mean, but like, honestly, when you don't know somebody, like, you don't know them from a can of paint, you don't know their character, you don't know how they are, like, for real, all you have to go off of is looks. Like, I'm not saying looks are all that matters, but like, it plays like a big portion of like you deciding if you want to like talk to somebody or not. Am I wrong? Like, can somebody agree with me on that? Or somebody gonna feel me on that? Like, so if I'm already like not attracted to you, I can't like force myself to be attracted to you. And then it's the fact that like, he was very scary on the tip of like, you don't want to come talk to me, ask me for my number, and like be a man about that. But he was a very cocky, like, a lot of girls want me, you not used to no grown man like this, like, I promise you, you ain't never had nobody like me, like, just talking. I'm just like, how are you so cocky and confident right here, but you don't even want to ask me to my face for my number, whatever. So one night, I will never forget this, y'all. I will never ever forget this night. So one night, we are at Carl's mom's house. Normally, we kick it at Carl's grandma's house because we all stayed in the same neighborhood, like me, Carl, and Tiffany, and his grandma's house is like literally right down the road from my grandparents' house, right? So tonight, we was at his mama house, which means we had to like drive out of our neighborhood to get to his mama house. So we was in the living room watching. Y'all, I've seen this movie one time. This was my one and only time watching this movie because it was so weird. It was a movie with Oprah in it. It was called Beloved. Has anybody ever seen that movie? It was very weird. I don't know if it was weird because like I was young and I couldn't comprehend what was going on, or if it was just weird. Somebody tell me if you ever seen that movie, if you thought it was weird too. But anyway, so we were in the living room watching Beloved, and I'm trying to get into the movie. I don't understand what's going on. We just sitting there, and Carl keep being on his phone. And it's not like you just like on your phone and you just got your phone in your hand, you scrolling on social media or something. Like, he would get a notification, like obviously a text, pick it up. His brightness was all the way up too. He would get a notification, like, so okay, so we was just sitting there. He would like pick up his phone, text back, lock it, put it down, face up, like not face down, face up. It would light up again, pick up. Like, he's clearly having a conversation with somebody, which I don't know if you having a consistent conversation, why you keep putting your phone down if you know they finna text right back, but whatever. So he get up and he go unlock the door. So I'm just like, what you like, somebody finna come through? And then he like, yeah, somebody for, and he said his brother name, which also was my cousin. So he said like his older brother name or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, y'all, why like 10-15 minutes past, guess who come bebopping his ass through the door? Trail. So I'm like, okay, like, he very well could be here for Carl's brother. But y'all, again, it's so weird because we was texting, like, we was actually texting like this night. He walked through the door. You gotta like walk past the TV to get to the back of the house to go to the bedrooms. He walked past the TV. Do you think he said anything to me? Do you think he said, hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, Lauren. Hey, nothing. He just walked back to the back room. So I'm looking at Tiffany, and Tiffany looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and she looking at me. And she like, yeah, that's weird. I'm like, that's weird, right? She like, yeah, that's weird. So I'm like, what is up? Like, I'm so not interested at this point. Like, I'm over it. Like, I was never really like interested in you in the first place, but like, now I really don't want to talk to you. So Carl get up and he go to the back room. And keep in mind, his brother really was back there. Like, he was not lying about that. So Trail really could have came for his brother, but you gonna hear soon in a minute that he did not come for Carl's brother, right? So he go back there, and Carl goes back there, and you could just hear like voices like talking. And I don't like, when I be describing people's houses to y'all, like, I don't be saying that to like try to like sound mean or nothing like that, but I really just be wanting y'all to know these is like old little ass houses. Like, when I say it's like a little small house, I don't be trying to say that like, oh, what you trying to say? Like, no, because then if I tell you I heard somebody talking, you're gonna be like, how did you hear them talking? Because the walls are paper thin. Okay, that's how. So you could clearly hear like all three of them like talking, like you just hear like mumbled voices. Like, you can't hear what they say, but you can hear them talking, right? So Next thing you know, I hear the door open because they had like the game on back there, like like a video game, and like a fan on, and you can like hear when somebody like open the door. So then I hear somebody say, all right, I'm gonna go get her. And I'm just waiting for Carl to come back and say whatever he's finna say so I can like brace myself, because I know he talked about me. He not talking about Tiffany. Tiffany don't have nobody back there for her. I know he's talking about me. So he come out, he don't say nothing. He just sit back down on the couch. We continue to watch the movie. And I'm just like giving him like the side eye, like, when is he finna like tell me Trail said he want me to go back there, right? So I don't know, probably like 5-10 minutes passed, and here come Carl brother. So he like, all right, y'all, let me see y'all later. I'm finna head to my bro house. I'm gonna see y'all later, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, y'all want something to eat? Like, I could grab y'all something to eat, like, on my way back here. And I'm just like, no, it's late. Like, I don't want nothing. And Carl like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Like, just tell me when you leaving. I'm gonna tell you what to give me, blah, blah, blah. All right, he out the door. So now it's just Trail back there in the room by himself, in what I'm assuming to be Carl's brother's room. I don't know for sure. This was like my first time going to Carl's mom's house, but I'm assuming because that's where Carl's brother walked out of and that's where Trail was, I'm assuming this was his brother's room, right? So some more time passed, and then Carl goes, you gonna go back there? And I'm like, for what? He like, Trail wants you to come back there. I'm like, for what? So he like, I don't know, just go see. So it took me a minute, and I'm just like, I don't know if I really want to go back here. Like, what we in the bedroom for? Bitch, you know why somebody wants you to come back in the bedroom, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So I go back there, and again, I'm not on nothing with him at all. Like, I'm very much the type of person, if I want you, I want you. If I don't, I don't. I can't force myself to feel a way just because you feel a way. You feel me? So I go back there, and the bed, okay, so like the door was like kind of like in the corner, and like, say the bed is facing this way, like this is the head of the bed, this is the foot of the bed, right? He laying like, so you know when somebody sit on the side of the bed, he like sitting on the side of the bed, but then he laid back with it. So like his feet are on the ground, he just like laid back, he like on his phone, like in the air like this. And when I walked in the room, like I'm technically in front of him because the side of the bed is closest to the door. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just trying to get y'all to picture what was going on. So I go back there, and he like closed the door. And I'm like, close the door for why? Close the door for what? He like, just close the door, like the TV loud, like I ain't trying, because at this point the video game was off. It was just the fan going, and it's very dark. All you see is the reflection of his phone and the reflection of my phone. So he like, just close the door, like the TV loud, like I don't want to hear that. So I'm just like, okay. So I closed the door, but I didn't close it all the way. It's just like cracked. So you know, like if it's like a light on outside of a door and you don't close the door all the way, you can still kind of see in the room a little bit, as opposed to like if you close it all the way, you can't see nothing. So I cracked it to where like the door was on the wall. Why when I start recording, everybody want to blow my phone up? Why? Like, y'all don't ever want to say nothing when I'm not recording, but as soon as I start recording, everybody want to just start texting you. I'm sorry. So yeah, I didn't close the door all the way. That's basically what I was trying to say. So I'm just standing there, and he was laying down on the bed at first, and then he sat up. So then he was like, why you all the way over there? I'm just like, what are we back here for? Like, I really want you to be so direct and so serious when you tell me why you called me back here. Because I know in my head, if I'm thinking what you think, I know in my head what you want. But I want you to say it so I can tell you that's not going down. So he trying to like grab my arm, y'all. And I feel so cringe like saying what I'm finna say to y'all. But once again, I did not know that this man was related to me, okay? Spoiler alert, we didn't do nothing, but just listen. So he like pulled my arm, and now I'm like standing in front of, oh my God, this sounds so nasty because this is my cousin. So he pulled my arm, and I'm standing in front of him, y'all, and he's trying to like guide his hands up to my booty. Like grab on my booty. So he like trying to do it like real like soft and subtle, and I like grabbed his hands like right, like he was like at like the crease of my booty, like right before you get to the juiciness of the cheeks. He was like right there, and I like grabbed his hand and I like slid him like away from my booty, like more so on the sides of my hips, right? So he like, you playing? And I'm just like, playing how? So he like, you know what I want, like I want you. I'm like, want me how? I want you to tell me. I'm not going to explicitly go into what he was saying because I just feel like that's a little too much, and I don't want y'all to be scarred and traumatized like how I am. But just know, this man was telling me he basically wanted to bend me up like a pretzel from Auntie Annie's in the mall. And I'm just like, swear you think that we finna do this in somebody else's house? Like, I don't even know who room this is for real. I'm not finna hump on you in somebody else's house. I'm not even finna hump on you even if I did know who room this was in somebody's house. Like, I'm not finna do it. So he like, you tripping about the house that we at? Like, let's go back to my house.
BFFR. What did that spell?
Are you dumb? I'm like, no. So he didn't get like mad about it, like irritated. He was just like basically like, okay, well, I'm gonna get you to change your mind. And I'm just like, no, you're not. So he like, all right, he finna go. You could tell he really only came there to talk to me. And I'm just like, why would you leave your house to go to somebody else's house to hump on somebody? Like, what do you take me for? A slut whore? No. So I'm just like, okay, so y'all, this opened up a whole door of just unnecessary, freaky, nasty stuff. And like back then, y'all, I was not very like experienced like sexually. So I was more of like a teaser and a talker at this point in my life. Like, I was experienced but not that experienced for real. So like I can talk you out of something for real if I wanted to. I was like a big talker, not a doer, right? I know. So normally if I'm like into somebody and you talking like that, I'm gonna match energy, right? Like, I'm gonna talk back to you how you talking to me. He was talking to me and I just was like changing the subjects, like, so anyways, what you doing? Because it just felt weird. I don't know, it was just like some type of block in me that just would not let me feel that way about him. Again, that was God in my head telling me, because this is your cousin. So after that, I'm not gonna lie, it was almost like a every night, every day thing. Like, he would be like, I'm gonna make you change your mind. Like, you ain't never had a grown man like this. Like, you never mess with somebody like me. Like, I'm gonna show you so many different new things. Like, I'm gonna show you new tricks. And he was just really like, he was really trying to sell himself. And I was just like, that sounds good, but it's never gonna happen. Like, I'm so sorry to tell you, it's just never gonna happen. So at this point, I'm kind of just like over it, because now I'm seeing that like you never really wanted to like talk to me for real. You didn't want to get to know me. You wanted to hump on me. And sorry, it's just never going down like that. Like, despite what you may have heard, despite me being a teaser and a talker, which you wouldn't even know that side of me because I never showed you that, but despite all of that being said, it's never given I'm finna hump on you. I'm so sorry about it. So one day I'm in the kitchen talking to my mom and my grandma. Keep in mind, me and him are still, you know, somewhat still actively texting. I stopped texting him once he, you know, take it there. Like, if you text me and ask me like what I'm doing, how my day going, yeah, I'm gonna respond. But once you get to telling me what you want to do to me and all this and that, we don't got nothing else to talk about, right? So something had happened in his family where somebody had passed away, and that's how we got on the subject of you know, like that part of my family. So we talking, and my mom and grandma saying like, oh, how that's so sad that whoever in his family had passed away and blah blah blah. And then my Mimi goes, yeah, I haven't seen them since the last family reunion and blah 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 year. So I'm thinking, like, you know how like sometimes people bring friends of the family like to the reunion. So I'm like, oh, like whose friends are they like in the family? Like, who are they like connected with like in our family tree, like for them to have came to the reunion? And my Mimi goes, no, those are your cousins. Like, on your papa's side, that's his blah 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 cousin, and that's your blah 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 cousin. Y'all, I could have threw up. I could have thrown up, literally thrown up all over my Mimi's nice kitchen. I said no. I'm saying like who's like who are they friends with, like in our family? So she like, are we talking about the same person? So she get to like saying like his grandma name, his mama name. She like, yeah, and the boy who was, he kind of close to your age, he a little bit older than you. And I'm thinking, please don't say Trail, please don't say Trail, please don't say Trail. They trying to figure out the name. My mama go, his name is Latrell. You know Latrell. I said, Latrell, like that's our cousin. She like, yeah, that's like your fourth cousin.
What do you mean by that?
I said like Latrell, like I said his full government name, y'all. Like Latrell. She said, yeah, the one who, he like a little bit older than you. He go to, she said his school, y'all. She said what he did. I said, that's my cousin. She like, yes, that's your cousin. They laughing. They like trying to, like, they think it's funny because they think like I don't know who it is. I know him, and I know him actually very well. Y'all, I was so disgusted. I felt like the lump of throw up sitting in the bottom of my throat, in my chest. I was so disgusted. I was disgusted, y'all. When I tell y'all, I didn't tell my mama. I didn't tell my Mimi. I didn't tell Tiffany, who was my best friend at the time. I didn't tell my other best friends. I didn't tell my sisters. Me and God were the only ones who knew about this till this very day when I'm telling y'all this story, where thousands of y'all are going to find out about this. I never told a soul, y'all. I was so disgusted. Because now I'm thinking, there's no way that he knew that we were related, right? Like, there's no way that he knew we were cousins. Can't be. Then I found out that, because remember I said me and Tiffany are cousins, me and Carl are cousins. Carl and Trail are cousins, and we are linked like that. So all three of us are cousins, y'all. This is why I tell y'all, like, I never mess with nobody in my hometown, because 8 times out of 10, especially if you live in the neighborhood that I lived in with my grandparents, all of us are somehow related, apparently. I didn't know that at the time, but now I know. All of us are related somehow, some way. I don't care if it's a distant cousin or an immediate cousin or what. Somehow, some way, we share the same bloodline. I'm not going for it. So, like, I know I told y'all, like, about my first boyfriend. I made sure. Like, I'm telling my mama, his mama, daddy, everybody in between, we were not related at all. But, like, 8 times out of 10, if it's a black person coming from my hometown, we are somehow, some way related, y'all. I was disgusted. And I'm just thinking, like, oh my God, like, what if I really thought he was fine and attractive and I humped him? I would have humped my cousin. Y'all, I thought I was gonna need like intensive therapy. I feel like if it would have went further than what it did, I probably would have needed like intensive therapy, but it didn't. And I'm so glad for like that mental block and me not even being attracted to him like that for real. Like, I know for sure that was God, because like, it just like, he was really trying to sell it and I just was not going for it. Like, I just was not going for it at all. He was like a good talker. Like, you trying to really persuade me, and if I really wanted to, I could. But like, something in me was just like, no, nope, That was God telling me, duh, because it's your cousin. Y'all, when I found out that, I was just sitting as, y'all know that one SpongeBob picture? I'm see if I can try to find it. Y'all know that one SpongeBob picture where he was sitting in a diner with a cup of coffee in front of him and he was just like looking like so confused and sad and just stressed out? That was me sitting at the counter in the kitchen, just looking off, staring into space, just so confused. I'm playing back everything that this man has said to me, everything that I could pull up in my text messages right now, and you are my cousin, like my for real blood cousin. I promise it don't get Sweet Home Alabama. I promise. I promise. Because I feel like in Alabama, which I'm so sorry if I got any subscribers from Alabama. This may just be what they say on the movies and stuff like that. Or people be lying. I don't know. But I feel like they be knowing that they be cousins and they still be. You know, like, y'all be knowing that y'all like first cousins. Not y'all, but you know, like the people on the movies and stuff. Like, they be knowing that they be like first cousins and they still don't give a damn. I did not know that this was my, what I say, like, it was like third or fourth cousin. Which technically, like, once you get into like the fourth and fifth cousins, that's like a distant cousin. But still, it still got cousin in it. It don't matter what's in front of the cousin. You still a cousin. You feel me? Like, y'all, I'm still very much disgusted. And I was debating on if I even wanted to like out myself like this. It's not really like outing myself because I didn't do anything with him. But like, I was debating on, should I tell this? But y'all know I'm so transparent on this channel. You can't make me feel bad about nothing that I've done in my life, because that just molded me into me now. You can't make me feel bad. You can't make me feel ashamed. Nothing. I tell y'all everything that I want y'all to know. Like, I'm real, raw, transparent on this channel. You already know that if you're not new here. You already know that if you are new. Now you know. But yeah, y'all, that was the time that I dang near almost messed with my cousin, and my cousin wanted to hunt me really bad, and he did it. But it's still the motive. Like, it's still like the thought of even putting like intimacy and your cousin in the same sentence, just like, it makes me want to hurl, y'all. That's disgusting. That's really bad. So I know it's going to be a very interesting discussion in the comments down below. Some are going to think it's very nasty. Some are going to think it's hilarious. Some are going to feel my pain. Some are going to be traumatized right along with me. So, yeah, let's talk about it in the comments. Y'all know what I always tell y'all. I love reading y'all comments. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Liking the video is free, y'all. Liking it is free. So many of y'all tell me, like, I'm so surprised you haven't blown up by now. Like, I be getting so many views on my videos, and I can see when some of y'all like come back and watch the videos and not subscribing. Liking the video is free to push me out to other people, but don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is free as well. Subscribe. You love it here. You keep coming back. You keep coming back every single week. You keep coming back. You might as well subscribe, because then when you subscribe, you can turn on your post bell notification and you can get notified when I post every morning, each week. You can get notified. It comes right to your screen. Keep it on the low. New story time up. It's me, your friend, coming, talking to you. Just subscribe. You just subscribe. It don't take nothing. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Turn on your post bell notifications. And what I'm gonna say? What we doing new? We sending confessions. Send me your stories. Send me your confessions. Tell me your secrets. We gonna talk about it. We gonna we not gonna use no names. We gonna be 100% anonymous. Tell me though. I'm listening. I wanna read it. I wanna know. I wanna know what happened. Tell me. I would never snitch on you, twin. I would never tell. Thank y'all so much for making it to the end of the video. I love y'all so much, and I'm gonna see y'all in my next video.